deep ones that have you guys run. Aunt Margie's running with them.
My dad is still looking around.
Well, yeah, they're a little slow, but they've got a lot of distraction going on behind them. They get to the bay. You guys all get to the bay. Most of you are in the arms. Are you screaming? Like, don't take me back! Don't take me there! I don't know.
You're
throw me out of the building, please. Water's better, I guess. I still like it. Don't need me, please.
Someone's still just pointing back and just screaming and screaming and screaming.
Oh shit, man!
They get to the bay. The deep one that plucked you up, your dad, says, "Trust me, the moment's been prepared for." And then they all just jump into the water with you guys. It is February. It's fucking freezing cold water. And they're swimming down.
If you have gills.
They don't. Nobody has gills. You guys are swimming down, down, down. The cold becomes terribly intense. You feel your fingers and toes quickly going numb. And you realize that as deep as you're going, you're not going to be able to get back out because you're running out of breath already. And then just visible at the bottom, you see what looks like a sarcophagus, a box, maybe a coffin with glowing light in it. It's not got a lid, and they swim through it. And as each one of you swims, as each deep one swims through it with you, it's bigger on the inside, and you end up on the floor, dripping wet, in what appears to be a nasty house somewhere.
Shivering.
Very cold. Actually, it's very warm in the house. You see that there's a couple of men who look kind of like Aunt Margie. Oh, you all right? Oh, okay. Roll play.
I'm acting.
You've got a couple of men who look like Aunt Margie, but they're not done. So they got the Innsmouth look that you and George would really recognize. Big eyes, like saggy skin, very large mouths, like a lot of like folds on their neck. But they're wearing like overalls, and they're not as big as the deep ones.
That's just my apple. Sorry.
There's a kerosene heater. You notice that all the windows appear to have been covered with thick black blankets. And there's actually, on top of the heater, it looks like there's a coffee pot. And there's several cups. And one by one, each of you comes through this hole. Everybody lose one sanity point and mark off one magic point for going through the gate that has been there.
I got plenty of those.
One of them turns towards the deep one that's holding you as they start to pull you guys' clothes off, and the two guys are grabbing blankets and towels and handing them off to you. And one of the
Wait.
two,
Do I have my knife?
Yeah, you still got...
When they try to take my clothes off, do I try to brandish my... I try to brandish my knife when they try to take my clothes off.
Okay, one of the men stops. He's like, "Okay, girlie." He just throws a towel in your face, and then backs away.
I have, like, PTSD from that
No.
scenario when I was like 11.
I don't blame you. The man doesn't know anything about this either, though. So, he says, "Robert, we shouldn't have come this close. It's dangerous." That's one of the hybrids. He's talking to your father. Your father's name was Robert Sanders, by the way. As you guys warm yourself and get blankets and stuff, and the two hybrids take your clothes and put them over by the kerosene heater, the deep ones start leaving. All of them except for your father and Aunt Margie. He approaches you again, Alice. I mean, he put you down, and after you got the towel and a blanket and all that stuff. So he put you down, he kind of backed away, and he's kind of looking at you. And he approaches you once again, and he kind of reaches for you. And how do you react?
I, like, soften a bit.
Okay. He puts his hand into your hair, and he kind of musses it, and it reminds you that's what your dad used to do. I'm not going to touch you, but it's that kind of thing in your hair. And his eyes seem moister than they were before. I mean, they're just big bulging eyeballs. And he says, "And Margie and I have to go, but we'll see you soon."
Go, wait. No, I thought you were dead this whole time.
I know. We thought it best that you didn't find out yet.
Didn't find out? I'm 14. I don't know anything is going on with my body.
But you weren't when I went away.
Same.
You were only 8 years old. around the corner. But you weren't when I went away all those years ago, and you wouldn't have understood. I didn't want you to see me like this until you were ready, and we didn't have much choice at this point. We'll be together again someday soon.
Where are you going?
Behind the flag, the place where we all live, all of us from here, those that have escaped.
Why do you have to go? Where are we right now? What?
Aunt Margie says this is a farm. It's a farmhouse just south of Innsmouth. It's abandoned. It's been abandoned for a long time. These hybrids will take away the sarcophagus, your dad says, that got us here. And I'm sorry that you children had to go through this. This monster's talking to you. Okay? So you've never seen these things up close. It's fascinating and terrifying.
Well, I mean, I did just develop a horrible fear of the ocean, and you kind of dragged me right into it. But I mean, I guess all things considered,
you're not seeing water everywhere anymore, by the way.
it's not that bad. I'm still alive, I guess. Am I? Am I dead?
No,
We did go through a coffin.
you're not dead.
Oh, the symbolism there. I think I'm dead.
The sarcophagus has a gate that you went through. You guys know about gates because, what's his name, came from Austria.
Yeah.
To bring you here safely, this was the only way that we could have done so. I hope you will still love your cousin. You are her cousins, aren't you?
Yeah.
She's different from you, but she's not wrong, and she's not evil, and she's not bad. She just is what she is, like the rest of us.
I don't know if she's bad.
What is that called?
The hair flip.
Okay, you did a little hair flip. Okay. Okay. So, your father turns back to you, and he says, "These two men will take the sarcophagi away. But you can warm yourselves here until you're ready to go."
I mean, to be honest, Mr. Sanders, I can't really be too picky about my friends. So, I'll be friends with the fish.
Love your cousin.
Well,
And you, Alice, be with your mother until
fish
you're
aren't
older, and then
amphibious.
go your own way. You'll get the call.
What did I call it then?
What's going to happen to me?
You're going to change.
Amphibian?
Once you reach a certain age,
Freakful. I don't
possibly your 30s, maybe your 40s,
They're
you start
frog
to change
people.
like us. And then you come back to the sea.
Alright, that's a scientific term, right?
We don't age,
Freakful?
Alice. We don't die, except through violence. We live forever. And you'll be able to as well, if you decide to join us.
I don't know that.
Well, I hope you will, because I miss you.
I missed you.
You have
When will
plenty
you
of
be
time
back?
to decide. I'll be nearby. As long as you're near the sea, I will find a way to be nearby. He kind of tentatively reaches for you again, like hug wise is kind of the feel. You know what I mean? Like he kind of comes in and he hugs you for a long time. And
Yeah.
Aunt Margie joins in too, isn't that correct?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. They hold each other for a long time, but then eventually it ends, and he says, "We cannot be caught here, and you cannot be caught by the government here. Otherwise, they won't know to look for you. So go with your mother, wherever she's going, and know I will find you someday."
Does Mommy know about me?
She does. She agreed with me. She found out later. I didn't know about me when I met your mother. And she found out later but was willing to stay with me because we love each other. I hope you'll find the strength to come back to the sea someday.
I could never be without it.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, he gives you another hug, and he and Aunt Margie are going to leave. You guys can stay in this little shack. The two hybrids, the two almost like it looks like they're going to be deep ones someday. They grab the sarcophagus and they take it outside, and they come back in a few minutes, and they tell you that you should be able to go from here. You should be fine from here.
Where are we?
It's a farmhouse.
Can I ask how I contact you?
Oh.
Or will you just be okay? What did he mean? Like he'll be nearby as far as like.
That's what he said.
That's what okay.
Okay. So he says somebody will be by it. You'll be fine. Just Alistair's father seen to it. He knows things. Just stay here till you're warm enough and your clothes are dry so you can go outside without freezing to death. And then they're like, you know, that kind of shit. You guys can stay there for probably take an hour or so to warm your clothes up, dry them out. There's hot coffee to drink. I don't know which of your characters would like it, but it is really warm.
Yep.
She'll like pour it in a cup and then just like and just like keep sitting there and then she's not even drinking any of it.
Yeah, you can. The kerosene heater is kind of keeping this. It's one room in the house that's been like blocked off. So when you get ready to go and you're ready to leave, it's still dark outside. You find your bicycles next to the house. And then you see car headlights approaching. What do you do?
And meow friends.
Are we still in our blankets? Like,
No, this is after. This is you could have put your clothes on there all dried out. You've stayed an hour. You've had the clothes like almost on the kerosene heater to dry them all out. They're all crusty like with salt, but otherwise they're dry and warm, so you can leave. But you go outside. You found your bikes, and now you see a car headlights approaching.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait.
Okay. Car pulls up. The door opens. The lights are shining on you. You hear a door open, and then you hear, "What are you children doing out here?" And it's Cousin Melba.
Yay!
She comes forward. She's like, "A man told me that y'all were here. What? What are you? Let's go home." Yay! Okay. And you can tie your bikes to a car, toss them in the back.
Girdie's very
Which one of these farms were you at?
Let's see. I think I wrote it down.
Girdie's kind of sitting in the back pouting.
She's pouting. Why? Because your cat didn't come with you.
Well, she's gonna have for digging.
Oh, I promised digging. I'm sorry.
Oh, no digging. Well, you have a backyard. There's always tomorrow morning.
You're gonna move anyways.
Hold on, let's see.
I mean, fuck.
Yeah, you're moving back to Dunwich, supposedly, so. You know what? I didn't write it down.
Girdie can find other cat
What did
friends.
I say with the abandoned ones? 102?
105.
Probably.
1005 is 1002 for abandoned.
I think that one.
Okay.
Towards Falcon Point. And yeah, all that was in there's a kerosene heater and a coffee pot with coffee in it and blankets over all the windows and the blankets that y'all use. So Cousin Melba drives you back to Ipswich where she helps you return the bikes to where they came from.
Just retro, she kind of has to pull me a bit because I'm just staring at it. See?
Yeah, towards the ocean. You can hear the surf. It's probably half a mile away, but you can still kind of hear the very, very, very quietly. Yeah, she helps you. Come on.
In my mind, we kind of have this moment with our eyes where it's like I know something.
With who? Cousin Melba?
No, like I feel in my mind it's like she kind of is looking at me like, what's going on, and she knows I've seen something.
Okay, yeah. You could be standing out there while they're getting the bikes on, and she has to come over to get you you to come in the car. Yeah. And she'll give you one of the. Come on, Alice, and she'll kind of escort you back and put you in the front seat with probably next to. Who's sitting in the front seat with her? It's going to be 3 in the front.
pouting in the back.
You're in the back.
With the
3 in the front, 4 in the back. You want to be with Donald? Donald, I can see Donald being in the front seat.
She's like tracing the symbols that she carved in the shovel, like.
One tear.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Donald will be in the front with you. You're in the back.
I'm in the back.
Or it's either that or Edward, probably.
Ed?
No? Is he in the back? What do you want to be?
I'll be wearing them.
You want
He
to be in
just
the
doesn't
front?
want to look at the ocean.
Oh, that's right. So you could be in the back seat. That's further from the ocean because the car's pointed towards the ocean.
Yeah.
So Donald. And Donald just puts his arm around you and kind of pats your shoulder. Kind of just in a kind of a nice way. He goes, silence on the other side. Or something. I don't know. So yeah, and Melba will actually help you guys sneak back into the house so you don't get in trouble.
And we need to wash our clothes.
She'll see you soon. Well, it might get noticed, it might not. Okay, that's the end of the scenario. So, let's start with Collin. What happens to Gordon Brewster? What's his life path?
He's a farmer. He's going to be a farmer.
Well, okay. This is your chance to make up the history you want.
He doesn't want to go near the ocean anymore.
He goes to Dunwich.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we'll do one last thing. So, by Easter, your mom moves you all to Aylesbury. There is a river there. The Miskatonic River actually runs right through the town. She gets a job there, and you get to decide how you want to approach your mom. But so Gordon decides to stay away from the sea after the terrors that he has seen, the strange things. How does he treat his cousin Alice after this?
Pretty much the same.
Okay. Indifferently.
Yeah.
Okay. But this is your chance if you want to write the rest of the history of your character, because I'm probably not going to run these characters again. So this is a chance to be like the end thing. And if you decide you want to do something, you can add it on. This isn't like the end. How about Girdie?
Yeah, she's gonna be a crazy cat lady, and she has the dreamland like every night.
So so she becomes like a dream lady. She is learning the language of cats. She takes any cat in Dunwich that needs a home. Word pretty soon spreads. You've probably got dozens and dozens of cats. A man breaks in your house when you get really old, and they find his bones the next day because your cats killed and ate him.
Hell yeah.
What?
Well, or you could just bury them in the backyard without telling anybody. Okay, so...
You did. That's why you did.
The only time she ever really leaves the house is if she gets this urge to dig.
You have like a garden.
To like find a coin or a little bobble or something.
Okay, how does she make her living? She's a future... What is she?
Hobo.
She's a future hobo. Okay. So she's just kind of in a rundown house then?
Sell some of the cats.
Okay.
Just enough to like
Be a foster.
buy some food and...
Okay. So she basically just lives a simple life for the rest of her life and has lots of cats and talks to them all the time. She's like, do not have sex. You don't need no more kittens.
You'll get pregnant.
Or whatever. How about Edward?
Alright.
What is he a future? Future what?
Just a
He's a
student
student.
here.
Okay, that's right. So Edward
Don't have
is...
sex with a
What happens to Edward
die.
in his life?
Well, one day he wants to go to voice therapy class.
No, once puberty passes, Edward's voice probably turns into what it is in the Dreamlands.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so
He feels really good
he
about
might
himself.
and he could do voice therapy for his stuttering.
Yes, that's what I was
Okay,
thinking
that's
about.
okay. So he can, yeah.
So he wants to get his voice back eventually. That's kind of like a side thought. He does. It said on his backstory he wanted to like research like a bunch of the like weird Cthulhu physics.
He basically is probably going to become an investigator sometime.
I think he also probably wants to look into like Devil Reef and all that stuff and see if anything came up with it. Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's probably looking to be a real actual like science person in like
a scientist
his career,
as opposed to just an
but
investigator.
on his side, he's always looking at all that other stuff.
Right.
He never really goes away from it.
Okay. I'm jumping back to you real quick. Girdie, how does she treat her cousin after this? Cousin Alice.
Huh?
Does she change to Alice in any way, shape? Okay. How about Edward? How is he with Alice?
Yeah.
You still have a phobia of the sea, but you're not like flipping out about it anymore.
She sees weird creatures in the
I mean,
dreamlands all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
Edward probably isn't like, he never really was specifically really close with his relatives, and that like he kind of like drove people off. I think a little bit.
He's more of a recluse, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but he probably like if he finds something interesting about stuff like that, he might send her like snippets and stuff like that, and just be like,
I'm researching and this is what I'm doing. And
Okay.
I appeal to you. I send it to you.
Let's save Ambralyn for last, because since this was kind of focused on her, George becomes a pro athlete. Yeah!
Sure.
Right out of high school, he goes and he becomes a baseball player and gets to the major leagues. He has quite a bit of
we all have
skill.
one of his baseball cards.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He becomes as famous as he always wanted to. When his dad dies, he does not go to the funeral, which strikes everyone as strange. But otherwise, he's very happy with his life. But during some of the interviews that he has, he's like, and he mentions his cousins, that they were the most important people in the world to him. And without them, he wouldn't be who he was today. Especially my cousin Gordon, who always pushed me and pushed me and pushed me. So he gives special thanks to Gordon in some interview for some magazine. Donald's going to grow up. He's moving away from Kingsport. Ever since he saw that horrible thing in Innsmouth, he doesn't want to be near the sea or in Massachusetts. So he's going to move to New York City, where he's going to pursue his career as a painter and a sculptor and an artist of any kind that he can, and try to. And he's relatively successful, and he is really happy in life, and he does love his cousins too. Alice.
No, I made myself do that.
Oh, okay.
I was staring at the ceiling for a long time. Okay.
What happens to Alice?
Me and my mom are at the beach one day.
Okay.
Or at wherever the sound, what it's called. We moved.
You moved to Aylesbury, which
Yeah.
is way inland, but there the Miskatonic River is there.
I asked if we can go next to the river.
Yeah.
And we go, and I look at her, and I say, why didn't you tell me?
Why didn't I tell you what?
I look away.
Remember, she doesn't know anything that happened. You guys didn't tell him anything about going to Innsmouth. Your parents did not even know you went. So keep that in
I
mind,
say
too.
my father.
We didn't think you were old enough to know. I'm sorry. There's a splash in the water that you hear. She doesn't seem to have noticed it. Alice, you're very special, and you're going to be very different from everybody around you, and it's going to be hard. And I'm sorry that we didn't tell you earlier.
I know he's out there.
He's out there. You're going to change someday into somebody totally different. You have to be ready for that. I have to be ready for that.
I have like a joke where it's like extra puberty, like puberty on steroids. And I hug her.
Kinda.
I hug her.
Okay, she hugged you back.
Yeah, and I make it a point to...
This was pretty soon after you guys moved, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I make it a point to come to the river as often as I can.
Okay.
I talk to my dad, like even though he's not there. Like,
Okay.
like he there might be a splash or something I might think is him.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It might be him.
But yeah, just talk to him. And since my occupation is future occultist, I learn all I can about who I am.
Okay.
Like where I came from, and other lore, other stuff.
So in college you might... Miskatonic University in Arkham has the largest rare book collection of occult lore. You could go there.
Absolutely.
Eventually get permission to enter. Is
Hey,
that where you want to go?
That's
Is
where
that
my daddy works.
He teaches there. Did you want to go to school there?
Yeah.
Your parents would actually...
Can I get in good?
Your parents would actually try to get you to go to school there.
Can I get in good because your dad was...
Yeah, probably. What are your ages compared to
I'm 14.
I'm 13.
13, 14. So you go to college before he does. Because you're going to need a full fucking ride. Your dad works there. They're not going to have to pay anything for you to go to Miskatonic. And you actually probably could help her get access to some of the rare books in the room that Professor Armitage was trying not to let anybody into in the 30s when you go to college. So you get in contact with the Necronomicon, several other
My thing on
super
that
occult
is-
books.
Yeah.
I'm learning all that shit too.
Right.
Like we ain't.
So we, I feel
No,
like we
yeah, you
become
work in
closer.
together,
I
yeah.
feel like we become closer.
You become one. You get a job. We'll say you get a job in the library, Edward, and so you get the keys, and you're actually able to sneak her in whenever she
Hell yeah.
wants, and you can also
Actually,
read
working at
those
the library is
books.
perfect for Edward.
Yeah, it is. So
what is the word? Oceanographer?
Biologist.
Probably not.
Marine biologist. Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah, there is
Okay.
kind of like. Yuri has said there are marine
I want to
biologists.
stick with my occupation on the paper. So I am a future occultist, but like I study marine biology, so I can get closer to it.
So when she hits probably mid 30s or early 40s, she starts to change, and she starts getting the Innsmouth look. And I don't know what would she do about that. I mean, would she become a recluse? Would she let her cousins know what's going on? Would she let Edward know what's going on? She's probably closer to him than anybody. Or does she just tell Girdie, knowing that Girdie's knows some weird ass shit?
I tell this to my mom, but I write it to everyone else.
Okay. Your mother, you're on your own. Are you living near the ocean by this point somewhere?
Yeah, of course.
Down by Kingsport or Arkham or something? Okay. So you guys would receive a letter, probably, 1929. I don't know, in the 40s, mid 40s maybe. I'll have to figure out the exact-ish date that Alice says she's changing, or however you want to say that to them. You're already living near the sea. You can become a little more reclusive.
My time in human form is lessening by the day. you were always there to support me, and you never looked at me for something strange or something terrible or evil. But I've made my decision, and it's time to go back to where I belong.
So everybody gets a letter.
I wanna write.
Sign something in Latin. Sign something in Latin. It's like farewell in Latin.
Okay. You want to write it back?
Yeah, I'll write back.
Are you still living? You're still living in Dunwich. You're still living in Dunwich, right? Yeah. Okay. Donald's in New York City.
Remember to die.
Remember to die. Yeah.
I want to send
George
you.
is.
I'll say meet in Dreamland this date.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you guys
Can I
are
do
all
that?
dreamers.
Okay.
Yeah. You still
Yeah,
been
we should like
dreaming.
dream with each other for like the rest of our lives.
You guys probably
Yeah, we'll do that.
You probably
No
actually
matter
keep it
how
really.
far.
You don't even have to write them. You can just show up in the Dreamlands and tell them.
No, I want to write them.
Okay.
Because I mean,
So-
I wrote them. No, okay. This is what I'm thinking. Is like I wrote them because this is how I got everyone involved with this, and I'm going to write them again to end it.
Any reply from Gordon?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be anything profound.
I can go first if you want.
Come visit sometime. I don't know. Wish I was there. Hold on.
Oh gosh.
I'll
You
send you
wanna
some
do
fresh
probably-
zucchini.
Yeah. I'll probably send
Okay.
send her a message back saying just best of luck and everything, and actually send her like a pocket knife.
Oh,
okay.
bless. Thank you. How'd you get that through the mail?
No, it's the 30s or the 40s. They don't care. You can buy guns through the mail still. BB guns at least and shit.
Edward is gonna send a letter, and he's. This is actually probably how he talks like by now, but he's like, "Dearest Alice,
Live just
please."
straight from each other.
My cousin. Okay.
Obviously, it should be no surprise that I'm supportive of your decision. But please, tell me all the fucking secrets. Give me all that juicy details, and don't hold none of it back.
Well,
Dreams or letters, however it is, I don't care if the letters are soggy, or however you send letters from the ocean.
Here's a
Okay,
question. Have you been keeping Edward appraised of everything you've learned in the Necronomicon and all those
I mean,
crazy
we're real
ass
close
books?
when we were in
Okay.
college. We're like, yeah. I
So
talked
what
to
you
him.
want is like,
I talk to you all the
well, day 4, this change happened to me.
I mean, like these
I can put
slits
my
are
hand in
starting
the
to
water.
appear at the side of my throat.
So yeah, she can. It takes.
Do you look at like we see
It takes
each
like
other.
a year. Oh yeah, you're living. Where do you want to live?
Oh no, okay, no.
It's on the
I
Eastern
go
Seaboard
away
somewhere.
for like a while to kind of come to terms
That's fine.
with myself, like how I look. I don't want people to kind of see me like this. I just kind of.
Dunwich, New York, and then wherever. Probably actually Georgia's probably New York too. Him and Donald probably.
Yeah, you
New York.
haven't seen me like.
Here's a question though, but where do you end up living? You could have gone to a psychiatrist to get rid of your phobia of the sea at some point too, if you wanted. That's also
Probably.
if you want.
I think that would probably be necessary if, like, I have people in my family I know they're turning
Okay,
into.
so are you going to stay in Arkham then after that? What is his final? What happens to him finally?
I feel like he
'Cause I
might
didn't
stay
get
in
that.
Arkham. I feel like he might want to stay near books and library and learning and all that stuff. So
Does he want to teach in Arkham?
I figure he might be like a physics or astronomy teacher because that's like the two things he's good at, right? Or maybe he teaches Latin or something.
Okay, so he teaches at Arkham.
However he studies like the actual stuff, he's also studying just as much, you know, the weird
Right.
occult
Well,
stuff.
that's the
I
place
want
to
to
do it.
write.
Where did you end up living? Where do you want to end up living? Kingsport's right on the sea.
Yeah, Kingsport.
It's a dreamy city. There's a lot of dreamers in Kingsport actually. And you want to write what?
Like dreamers, like in the dreamland.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Cousin Melba probably
I
still
end up-
lives there. Great Aunt Norma's probably dead by now.
I write.
Same with Grandpa Silas.
I write stories
Okay.
about
Strange
happens
things in the
with
sea
me,
and okay.
yeah.
So you write stories, but they're autobiographical.
Yes.
Okay. And
Yeah.
so your Dreamlands and your changes. Okay.
Yeah, I come meet you in the dreamland. Fucking party. Cats all around.
I got like this like big sprawling
Did they
like
try to
tree house
eat me?
on like
What
this
did- how did cats
canopy
do?
and it's all full of cats and stuff.
In addition to your house.
No, in the Dreamlands.
Oh yeah.
I lay on the ground, just
That's-
let them like
okay.
lick my arms.
So you have yeah, that works. You could even live in the same city that Melba does. You get a statuette from Donald, one that he crafted himself. And a letter.
Statuette.
It is a statuette of. It looks like your Aunt Margie, kind of, but it's called Hydra. And the letter says he did some research himself, and he got some help from Edward about some of the people in your other side of your family, and he hopes that you can keep this with you. It's waterproof.
Yeah. I thank him very much.
I
thank him very much.
Or sends you another baseball card.
No, George.
There we go.
No.
Please.
George actually comes and visits you after you write the letter straight up. He just comes to your house without even telling you he's coming. And he says, I don't know what you're going through, but I'm willing to be here while you go through it if you need help. Because I don't know what's going on, and I'm not the smartest one of the cousins, but I never got married. Well, yet. Probably won't. I don't know. Anyway, so if you need help when you're changing, I'm here for you.
Oh,
it's up to you. You're between mid-30s and mid-40s.
I started changing though when he went to my house.
Yeah, because you sent that letter and people were sending you things.
Oh, okay,
and
exactly.
meeting you in the Dreamlands and stuff. George didn't meet you in the Dreamlands. George didn't answer the letter, but he shows up at your house one day, a couple weeks later. No.
Okay, no.
And he's just like dumb George, who's always all like, beat everything up. And here he is, actually saying, if you need help, if you need me to stay here for the next however long it takes and help you out with this, then I'm here for you. Because there you go.
I say thank you, and I hug him and I say you're welcome to stay.
He's gonna stay. If you need help, like when you start having trouble walking, he gets you a walker. He's got a wheelchair for you.
Help me moisturize my skin.
He will. He draws baths for you. It's almost like he's just helping you.
Oh, God bless. Thank you.
He's just being like.
That's real sweet, yeah.
And maybe it's just because he's not that smart and he really couldn't think of anything to give you, or maybe he really cares about his cousin.
Appreciate that. Yeah, that's great.
And when it gets close to time for you to go in, you feel the call of the sea and the call of Yalha Nithe. And when that time comes close, are you going to alert the other cousins or not? Yeah.
It's darkness.
Are you going to? And it's called Cthulhu. When you get close to the time, are you going to alert the cousins then?
Sorry.
When you get close to the time, are you going to alert the other cousins or not? And George is just staying in your guest room, and he's just making himself available to help in whatever way he can.
I just kind of go, figuring that would be less painful.
Okay.
I just kind of go.
Let's see. Let's give George one.
I leave. Okay.
Okay. So you're preparing, and you're getting ready to leave some night. Right?
I leave George a note. Okay. I don't send a note to them because it's just one of those things where it's like I gotta go like right now, you know. But this is my destiny. I can't wait or whatever.
Right.
And I leave him a note saying
he's out that night.
Yeah, say thank you.
He wasn't in that night. He's going out for dinner or something. Because the house smells of fish. It stinks of fish.
Yeah.
And George never complains, and he's never complained or anything. So you leave your note, you head out to the beach, and you find all your cousins are out there. George has obviously contacted them because he realized what was going to happen. I gave him an intelligence check and I rolled an 09. And he made telephone calls to all of you guys. And actually, George has decent money as a pro athlete, so he sent cars around to pick you guys up. He says, I think it's going to happen tonight. Get here. And so they're all waiting for you on the beach. Donald's openly crying. Donald came out of the closet to you guys about 3 years ago. He's very gay. We're just going to go for that because he's an artist and he's very sensitive and he really didn't do anything.
Gay.
No, but in this case it does. So, no, he was never flamboyant. Donald, every time Donald's been played, he's been very quiet and he hasn't really done a whole lot. So he's there crying. George is there looking very gruff.
I got a cat on my shoulder.
She has a cat.
And I'm kind of whispering it, telling him what's going on.
Okay, that's
yeah, it's it's just kind of okay, whatever.
Yeah, well, it's a cat.
Here, yeah.
I gotta watch out for those Saturn cats. They're bitches. Okay, how's Gordon doing? How's he holding up with his cousin going away? Who's making herself cry.
Give me a minute.
It's a white
Edward
cat.
kind of had an idea this was coming too, because you probably visited. You live really close.
Edward is trying to look very serious and strong and tough, but he is failing very badly.
So is he crying? I mean, are there tears?
I mean, he is not doing that. And,
so they're all rolling up in his eyes.
He's holding everything back, but he's he's bad at it.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, so they're all waiting for you by the beach because your house is near the
White
beach.
cat.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. I'm sorry I have to go. But it's my time.
Don't be sorry about who you are.
George nods. Donald's just bawling. He's just crying, just sitting there crying. He's not bawling, but just tears
I
are just
all
coming
you.
out.
But
Okay.
seriously,
Do deep
though.
ones still dream?
I believe so.
But seriously,
Then we're gonna see you soon.
give
That's
me those
George.
beats.
George has,
I
tears in his
can't
eyes,
ever
too.
see you in real life though, so that's kind of
You can. Wait, did you say that?
No, I'm
Okay.
gone. I'm going into the ocean.
So you get hugs, and then she heads out for the sea. You guys see movement in the water as she gets out there, and two more of her kind, and it's Dad and Aunt Margie. And they're waiting for you. They're going to take you home. And they do, and she goes under, and that's the last you see of her. Comments, questions, suggestions, what did you guys think?
I didn't know this was going to be the make
It's going to be the what?
Make Ambralyn cry session.
It was only meant to be touching.
I'm gonna die.
She made herself cry at least twice.
No, yeah. Because I'm that's what I want my character to be right now.
Questions, comments, suggestions, what do you guys think? This was supposed to be a, Ambralyn, like I said, had an interest in pursuing Margie, and I wanted to do something cool. Oscar Rios,
that was real nice. That was real nice.
I actually told him that I was doing this and sent him a copy of this. I don't know if he ever got around to reading it or not. The guy who wrote the original Halloween in Dunwich and Christmas in Kingsport, and the first one was so good.
So how much of it did you do?
All of it. What do you mean? The whole story was my idea.
We were talking about earlier, where you you got these maps.
Oh, the maps are from the Innsmouth supplements.
Yeah.
I found a few of the maps, like that point of view map, that bird's eye view. I love that map. That was online.
I mean, it was
But
all
all
about
the writing-
me, so you did a wonderful job.
The writing was all me, and I just wanted it to be touching and.
No, that was awesome. I love that.
And
I loved it.
Yeah.
Super good.
So you haul in the fillet for you. And the rest of the cousins go back to their lives until they grow old and die eventually. But you live. But Allison's
Gertie's live
she
lives
was
over.
Exactly. She's coming back.
Yeah, no,
and you guys can meet in the Dreamlands. Yeah, you guys would meet in the Dreamlands, and you can look there almost any way you want. You can look like the old Alice, or you can look like yourself now.
I look like a hotter version than what I am.
The hotter, deep one.
I kinda
like a hot, deep one.
Yeah, I'm kind of a little melty.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of feel a little melty, in person.
So you guys like that? And that was okay? I was trying to do Oscar Rios justice on his Kids Christmas in Kingsport because the ending of that one about made me cry just talking about it. So I wanted to go for something touching.
I feel like it went well. It went kind of awful in the places it kind of needed to go awful.
Yeah.
I am glad that Edward got captured.
Yeah.
However,
the
whole time I was like, I don't know if I should be doing this. I feel like I'm sabotaging my friends.
That's okay though.
That's a realistic scenario.
And that's how. I think of every game session as either a movie or an episode of a television show.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of kids getting caught, especially with the terrible roles that you guys had. No, I mean, that was just there's no way they're not getting caught with this. So, but it made sense. They're taking you back to this.
Already had a really good spell.
To this guy, I know, which is good. And I didn't want to flub rolls either because I don't cheat. Because Donald and George getting caught would have actually worked out better just game-wise. So you guys could stay together, but at the same time, then you guys would never have known what was going on with this agent, who really does believe the Deep Ones are trying to destroy America, humanity, and the world.
That would have been fun because you'd be playing
Exactly.
all that.
Well, I wouldn't have played it out. I just would have had them show up in the car with him, and you guys would have been like, they betrayed us!
Right,
or
that
whatever
would
you
have
want
been
to tell.
fun. Yeah.
Exactly. And I kept from him, when I took Ben back to the bedroom, it was when Baldwin was telling me exactly what was going on with the Deep Ones breeding with humans, and blah, blah, blah.
My friends told me you couldn't do that with a fish.
Yeah. But I wanted the big reveal for you.
Oh my god, you know
when
that
you
picture?
found out.
Let me proceed to pleasure myself with this.
How about the Dunwich twins, or the Dunwich cousins over here? You guys were. Did you guys enjoy it?
was
It wasn't as much about your characters, but
We already had our.
you kind of did with.
I liked rounding her out with the cat thing because I feel
I
like
did too,
Gertie
actually. I
needed
like that a
something
lot.
else.
That
Yeah.
totally makes sense for Gertie. She's super like kind of ditzy and flighty, and that's perfect for to have
Right,
like
right.
1,000 cats living at her house.
Literally.
Yeah, probably.
The dreamland.
And then Gordon was
the land of cats.
the voice of reason and the solid, firm foundation upon which everyone else freaked out around. Did you ever lose enough sanity? You didn't go temporarily insane, did you?
Mm-mm. Oh, I probably should have with that 19.
No, you
Oh, no,
made
because I
the roll.
think that is check.
No, you lost a lot of sanity. That thing was horrible. Everybody looked. I'm so proud of you guys. Nobody was like, I'm putting
I was like, oh, she knows what it is, so she's gonna look at it.
Sure.
It's the thing that I know about.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm glad I've been wanting to run this with you guys. And
That's fun.
good. Me too. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll talk to y'all next time.
Yale!
See these stop buttons.